What's up on the U-Box, guys? This is Top Hat Productions 115 coming at you with another video, or should I say yet another attempt at a video, where each attempt took 30 minutes, and then there were 3 attempts, and with 3 30-minute attempts, each one resulted in a video recording engine crashing, and then as a result, this being my 4th attempt. Yes, you can see how difficult that was. We had some technical difficulties, and this video was supposed to come out, like, way earlier. It's supposed to come out on Friday. I made 3 attempts within, like, 3 hours on Friday. Didn't get far due to crashing, and as a result, yeah, this video is coming out late. So, what's up? This is Top Hat coming at you with another video, probably with a lot of stuttering in a couple seconds, and also a lot of content and or topics to cover. So let's go on and get that started. Inserting intro here. Now that the intro's out the way, I'll go on and start the first topic, and then move on to the next, and then move on to the next. That's simple, and I'm not really going to reveal the topics in advance. We're just going to talk about each one. The first one being, of course, the result of the election, which is something that I've been meaning to do for over a month, but due to college, it got put off. As you people already know, the United States had an election, and, well, you already know who won the election, so there's no real need to go over that. The only problem is currently with the way that the people are reacting. I have nothing against people, I have nothing against opinions. But if you're going to voice your opinion, there are ways of doing it that are less destructive and less crass than what I've seen on the internet recently. If you don't like Donald Trump, that's fine. Feel free to say that you don't like the fact that Donald Trump is president. But please, don't threaten to commit suicide over something like that. Or, I don't know, threaten to hurt or kill people over it. And also, I'm hearing a lot of crazy things about assassination plans and attempts and stuff like that. A lot of things that were just completely unnecessary and completely uncalled for. People, calm down. It was an election. I understand you're a little bit ticked. But seriously, I'm hearing a lot of easily triggered people go off, and it's kind of it's disturbing when you think about it, because people were always talking about how, oh, if Hillary Clinton won, then Trump supporters would do this, or Trump supporters would do that. And now that he's won, as in Donald Trump, now we're getting a bunch of Hillary Clinton supporters going off. I don't really care who supports what campaign or who supports what person. What I am concerned about is the fact that people are overreacting over something that in the end has already been decided. No need to cry over spilled milk. The election already happened. Get over it and do what you need to do to get by. I understand that you might not like the result, but that doesn't mean that you have to make other people's lives miserable just because of it. Now keep in mind, I'm not saying to shut your mouth or anything. You don't have to keep your opinion in. You don't have to stay quiet about it. You are free to voice your opinion. In fact, I want you to, especially if you like or dislike a specific candidate, because in the end, we all have our reasons for agreeing or disagreeing with something. But there are ways of doing it without causing a Twitter civil war. And I know that's been the joke recently on the internet, but seriously, it looks ugly on social media right now. And I mean, I already dropped Facebook like a couple months to a year back already. But gee, I'm kind of even more glad that I dropped Facebook because of all the nasty things I'm seeing flying across the Twitter feeds and stuff like that. People unfriending each other or unfollowing each other just because you support Trump or don't support Trump, or because you like Hillary Clinton or you don't like Hillary Clinton. It's unnecessary in the end. And I'm seeing a lot of hurt feelings and stuff like that. It's something that shouldn't be happening. And on top of that, I'm also hearing a lot of things about people wanting to get rid of maybe the Electoral College. That's not going to fix the issue either, but I already did a paper on that. Sorry for the interruption, but the reason why we have 2 separate halves to the system the distinct halves being the republic and or representative part and the direct democracy part, is to help in preventing mob rule, in other words, preventing minorities and minor parties from being rolled over by majority rule, and B, to make sure that all opinions are heard. With that being said, if you try to get rid of the part of the system that prevents mob rule, you'll end up with a lot of people not being heard, or a lot of people just being stamped out just completely, and a lot of people's rights being rolled over. It would only lead to more strife. But I'm not really going to go more into that because it's unnecessary, and I think that most of you already know how to look most of the stuff up. Besides, I already said that I would leave a link or two to a few papers I've written about that topic. With that being said, I'm putting out a call to action. Everyone stop being butthurt about the election. There. Now that that's said, I hope you guys are having a good day, and I'm hoping that you guys didn't rage over whatever election results or politics or whatever is happening. Because in the end, it's not really worth raging about, and it's already happened. I'm hoping that most of you aren't going to rage in the comments about that, because spilt milk is already spilled milk, and someone has to clean it up. Now that we've gone over that, now it's time to go over other things that are way more, probably not interesting, but more enjoyable to talk about that don't have to cry over already spilt milk. TXP-Network matters, to be exact. The first of which is TXP Cloud and the Reading Room 101 are both websites that are getting their major revamps. TXP Cloud is currently in development. I haven't put it into beta phase yet because it's not ready for beta yet, and I'm still coding it. It's primarily being coded in PHP. If you guys are paying attention to that Google Drive repo, you'll see that there's only one file there, and that's just because of the fact that I'm trying to make sure it's as simple as possible. With a simplistic design, I'm putting everything that's related to user creation and user management in one file. And then other utilities will be put into other files. By doing that, I'm hoping that I'll make it easier to update the system over time, and I'm also hoping that other people will be able to use that system and be able to modify and expand it. Of course, I don't know what the result of that will be yet, but I'm hoping that I'll be able to see some good results from that development effort in due time. So if you want to get involved, I will leave a link to that in the description as well. And as for the Reading Room 101, I'm hoping that I can actually revamp that as well. I want to make it so it's possible to do article submissions. Now, of course, article submissions have to be done via email for now, as it stands, because of the fact that the Reading Room 101 doesn't have an article submission system built in. But in the future, I hope to build in this system so that you can actually apply to, put content on the Reading Room 101, or maybe apply to put commentary out or something like that. Something similar, not really to Facebook, but more so like a blogspot type of mechanism, per se. With Blogspot, you can primarily just leave a comment, but you can't actually submit, a whole blog entry or an article, and I'm hoping to actually make it so that you can submit whole articles and stuff like that, and then from there being able to comment on that, and also to have a discussion forum behind it. Now, keep in mind that that pretty much requires a full-out redesign, and on top of that, I'm also planning on switching up the news sources that the Reading Room 101's front page will actually cycle through. So, for example, instead of having maybe CNN or Huffington Post show up, I might cycle in someone else from a third-party news source. And that ties in with something else I'm going to be talking about or mentioning in just a couple seconds. But this is simply to diversify headlines and news and also give differing and varying perspectives on things. Keep in mind that the Reading Room 101 is considered to be a conservative news headline displaying website. As you already saw at the bottom of the website, if you are paying attention, it says conservative news. However, I want to provide as many viewpoints as possible, and I tend to try to be unbiased, but sometimes it is a little bit biased just because of where the news headlines come from. So with CNN, there might be some slight bias. With Washington Times, there might be some bias. But keep in mind, we aren't putting out bias. We're simply showing news headlines and then countering them with headlines are related to them but come from a different viewpoint in some cases. We also show tech news headlines and stuff like that, just so that we actually, I guess, put up headlines from a variety of sources and a variety of topics. Keep in mind, we aren't posting news per se, we're posting headlines in terms of what we think is relevant. So if you have a comment about what you think we should start posting headlines about next, feel free to leave a comment in the description and maybe even give an example of a news article that you think we should actually put on the front page, or an article link, more so to say, because we don't post articles yet, we simply post headlines. With that being said, now it's time to talk about that other topic. Recently, there's been a craze on the internet, and, well, not even a craze really, but more so a push on the internet to supposedly ban fake news. If you're paying attention to what they mean by fake news, you can already kind of see how there might or might not be a problem with this. I'm gonna go on and say that I'm against banning the quote-unquote fake news, and that's just simply because of the fact that if something like this goes too far, it could pretty much turn into silencing anyone who does not fit the mold for mainstream media. Banning or silencing people in general is an issue, and there's nothing good about it, to be exact. It's one of those things that really just leads to totalitarianism, and just should not even be something that we should be looking forward to doing. And then someone also has to define what fake is when it comes to fake news. And that just puts way too much power into the hands of one entity. It's one of those things where you know that you're going to screw someone over, and it's not really fair to do so, seeing that if the definition of fake isn't fleshed out well enough, it could end up, how should I say this? It could end up being used as a censoring mechanism. And as such, it's not something that any content creator should really stand behind. By silencing or censoring someone, you're pretty much taking away their right to free speech, which is why I cannot condone such. Now, if you have an opinion about it, just leave it in the comments as well. I'd like to see it. But, speaking about those comments, just make sure that they're appropriately written. In other words, no curse words, no profanities, no threats, none of that ugly stuff that we've been seeing on the internet lately. Because in the end, we are here to propagate discussion. We're not here to cause flame wars. We're not here to cause violence. We're not here to hurt other people's feelings. There is a way to hold discussion, and there's a way to do it properly. So, if you can't leave a comment without becoming profane and disgusting, please don't leave the comment. You already know how disgusting, profane comments are handled on this channel. Without further ado, we're going to hop off of politics and tech development, and now I'm going to talk about the last thing. That would be the TXP-VOS. The TXP-VOS has been in development now for a couple of years, and it's being pushed out to 2017 or 2018, and that's just due to the fact that there's only one developer on that currently. The bootloader and kernel development is coming to a close soon, and as it stands, the next thing I'll be working on will be the memory management system. So if you want to help out with that, feel free to leave a comment. Feel free to apply to become a TXP-Network developer or member, and just make sure that you have a decent knowledge of C or C++ and or NetWide assembler. With assembler, if you do want to apply on the basis of having knowledge with assembler, make sure that you know how to program. Well, I'm stuttering. Make sure that you know how to program. Hang on. Okay. I'm just getting an influx of notifications right now, guys. Sorry about that. But if you do apply on the basis of knowing assembler, just make sure that you know how to actually program on a low-level basis with assembler. Now, that might not really make sense because low-level and assembler, well, assembler is a low-level language. What I mean by on a low-level basis in this case is pretty much know how to actually set up a computer from the time that BIOS hands over control to the bootloader and up. So in that case, we're asking that you know how to actually code your own bootloader, or at least be able to actually get the computer into protected mode, etc. In other words, being able to actually switch hardware modes and stuff like that. And also being able to handle interrupts and be able to make interrupt service routines and stuff like that. It's just so that we can actually get things done a little bit faster. I've already set up those a little bit, but at the same time, it's better if developers actually know how to do that beforehand. Besides that, TXP VOS currently does not have a GUI. Don't expect one anytime soon. And no, we are not really using any kernel code from Linux at this time. If you have any suggestions about that, leave it in the comments, drop us an email, or better yet, just apply to become a TXP-Network developer, and then you'll be able to actually get your ideas down in code. Besides that, there is not really much else to talk about. With that said, I'm guessing that you guys are probably wondering why I'm actually making this video, because obviously making a video about, oh, don't rage in politics, doesn't really seem like a good video to put out to begin with. Well, first of all, we have an app to look at. Well, not exactly an app, but more so a GUI, and I hope that you like the GUI. It is called Andronium OS. Now, if you don't already know what Andronium OS is, Andronium OS is pretty much an alternative GUI for Android that you can use, and it allows for you to use your Android similar to a desktop environment of sorts. You just need a USB mouse and a keyboard, and you'll be good to go. I'm currently using it on a Nexus 7, and it feels amazing. They have a whole list of tested apps that you can use. And of course, I have a lot of untested apps. But nonetheless, it works very well, and I think that most of you would love to be able to use it. With that said, there are a few things that I would suggest. First of all, I would suggest putting a back to desktop button of sorts on the GUI somewhere. The GUI itself is really nice, but making it easier to get back to the main desktop would be nice as well. And it's a little bit difficult to do that without, using the up on screen controls that you just. The up on screen controls are nice, but sometimes they're a little bit difficult to see depending on what app you're using and whether or not the GUI for that specific app is really dark. So I'm thinking that it would be nice to put a back to desktop button putting a back to desktop button just somewhere in the corner, like where I'm moving the this blue logo to. If it was somewhere in the corner like that, it would be easy for people to get to, easy for people to remember where it is, and it would also be easy to switch back to the desktop when you need more space or when you want to switch apps. Of course, I'm a little bit new to the Andronium GUI, but nonetheless, it still works pretty nicely. There's not really much in the way of gripes to complain about. The only thing is there we go. Also, when trying to drag windows, it's a little bit touchy at times. It's not oversensitive, but it's a well-defined area where you have to click on the window to be able to move it and to be able to close windows. And if you're using it on a small screen, it's not exactly the best things, but it's way better than trying to, use Android as a desktop without something like this. And I actually happen to like it a lot. So yeah, definitely a very nice little UI to have, and it works very well. It definitely has a desktop feel to it. It gets the job done. And I'm trying to close this window right now, and I'm not doing too well at it. As I said before, the controls are a little bit small, so you may need a bigger screen to use it. It's better with a mouse. Overall, I like it a lot, so I think that you guys should definitely get your hands on it. Andronium OS is currently in its beta, and you can get it on Google Play Store. So if you have a new version of Android, you'll definitely be able to make use of it. But of course, surprise, this is not the app that I'm here to review today. Yeah, you just got pranked. Guess what I'm here to do? I am here to talk about... I pulled up Minecraft again. Yes, guys, I am talking about Minecraft. That is if it opens, of course. Just watch. Oh, that. Yeah, see? It opened. Where can I put that? Yeah, I'm just going to put that, like, right here, I think. No, that's going to be in the way. I'm going to... You know what? I can't tell where to put it. Where did I put this logo? Guys, I'm having a little bit of a weird issue right now. Trying to figure out where to put this logo because I'm having, like, an OCD thing. There. And, as you can see, my Minecraft skin was sitting on the right side, but now it's not anymore. And I'm going to go on and pull up a world. I hope that you guys are enjoying this. This is Minecraft version 1.0. You know what? I forgot what version it is. I'm such a derp. But anyway, this is one of the new versions that they put out recently. And I'm playing in survival mode, so I'm hoping that I don't get completely, like, annihilated while I'm not here. Well, let me pull out my sword. Zombie slaying time. Up. There's one of the issues where the sensitivity sometimes gets in the way. But, yeah. If you don't make your D-pad big enough, and you try to use the D-pad to move around, it might accidentally snap the camera downward instead. It's one of those really weird things that it does. So you have to be a little bit careful when using your on-screen D-pad. Besides that, though, it's really nice to use, I have to say, overall. It's definitely got a good look to it going. In fact, you can kind of see it's emulating the PC GUI and the PC look. I'm just moving my logos out the way so that they actually don't hinder, I guess, your view of the world that I'm playing on. Currently, this is 1.0.0.1 alpha. So now you know what version I'm playing on. This is one of those beta tests, and it looks really nice, I have to say. There we go again, that D-pad. It's one of those things where you have to be a little bit careful. If you turn down your sensitivity, it shouldn't happen as much, but either way, it's going to happen somewhat. Definitely a good feel. I turned off view bobbing because I don't really like view bobbing. So far, it's working really well, I have to say. There's not really much in the way of lag, if anything. Oh! Spiders. Spiders. I hate spiders. I hate spiders. Don't you dare. No, no, no. This is that, ow. This is that thing where it does it. It like, does it a lot when I'm trying to move around really fast. For some reason. Haha. Oh, ow. I'm probably gonna die in the middle of this video. I'm not doing well. Please don't be a skeleton. As you can see, that issue with the D-pad is definitely going to affect you if you're in the middle of combat. So, yeah. You're going to want to make your D-pad nice and big, and you're going to want to turn down your sensitivity just a tad bit to make sure that it doesn't snap the camera downward while you're busy trying to fight or run away from an enemy. That really gets annoying. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. It won't let me... Oh, okay. I have to be like close to a block to be able to do that. But yeah. That's one of those things. Well, it did it again. I'm trying to figure out how to like reproduce that. Is that dude holding an enchanted sword? I would totally take that zombie out if I wasn't being chased by a spider and a creeper as well. How do I reproduce that issue, though? I don't know how to reproduce that. Is it like from touching two different areas on the screen at the same time? It's... You know what, I guess I'll find out the hard way since the enemies are approaching and it's still nighttime. Without further ado, let the battle begin! or lack thereof. Hello. Ow. I'm just gonna sit here and not take that. Yeah, there's a jump shot. Get over here. I like that sword. Or not. I guess not. I guess I didn't get that sword. Haha. That stinks. But anyway, there's the fighting experience. As you can see, that zombie just lopped off like 3 or no, at least 5 hearts, I think. And I have to say, it's pretty nice overall. Really, really nice. And if I could, I would have the video recorder display screen touches so that you can actually see where I'm touching on the screen when I do certain things, like when I had that weird thing happen with the camera just throwing itself downward at the ground. But since I don't have show touches activated, or can't do that per se, I guess that we'll have to do that in a later video. However, it's really nice, and just so you get a quick look at the inventory, yes, it looks a lot like PC. It's really nice, and you can actually do things pretty easily here. Without further ado, though, I'm just going to go on and pack everything up here so that I don't get surprise attacked by someone. With no one being here. Okay, that's good. But, yeah. The UI looks a lot more like PC. They've been making it more and more like PC for a while now, and in fact, it's starting to remind me of Minecraft Boardwalk. You know what Minecraft Boardwalk is, I hope, because I was doing videos on that earlier, like a couple months ago, and I was doing it a lot because of the fact that I couldn't get myself to a PC to play Minecraft on a regular basis, because I'm in college and I don't always have time to pull out a computer to play games when I'm busy doing work. So the fastest thing I can do is play Minecraft PC on my phone. I have to say, Boardwalk didn't really lag much as well. Well, I mean, it lagged, but not as much as you'd expect for Minecraft PC on a phone to lag. Nonetheless, though, this definitely reminds me of Boardwalk, which is part of the reason why I like it really just a whole lot in general. And there's a spider, so time to test my fighting skills again. Okay, let's see if I can do this. Don't you dare, don't you dare! Get back, get back, get back, get back. Yeah, that's right. See? I do have some skills. It's just I'm not used to the, oh no. I have to clear these lands. You know what, I don't actually, oh wait, the spider's floating towards me. I might actually have to take him out. Keep in mind I'm not using sprint controls a lot just because I don't want to see how complex that gets if I actually try to sprint and run away. If I try to sprint and that camera thing happens and I happen to run off a cliff, that would be really bad. So I'd rather not test that right now. I'm betting that I'm standing over an unstable area right now. Oh. Oh. Oh yeah. Guessed it right. Almost got killed by a hole in the ground. If I had been standing over that the wrong way, would have been completely wiped out. As you can see, I don't know how to sprint yet. Is this sprinting? Is he wearing enchanted armor? Ah, it's a skeleton wearing enchanted armor. Darn. I'm not going up against that. I'm not playing that game today. Ah. Oh no. This is just as bad as playing at night. Only Enderman can't go after me at least. When it rains, Endermen hate it, but zombies and skeletons love it. And I think we all know why. With that said, time to make a run for it. As you can see, guys, the frame rates are pretty good so far. For me, at least. I don't know if it's good for you, though, so leave a comment on that, if it looks good or not. And I think this is the area where I started. Either that or it's... well, it happened again, the camera. But anyway, either that or this is similar to the area I started in. Nonetheless, it happened again. It happens somehow. I'm trying to figure out how it happens. Where, like, I might be... yeah, it just happens. Sometimes the camera just looks down at the ground for no reason. I can't tell exactly what causes it. So, with that being said, overall, this is a really good version of Minecraft Pocket Edition, and I really like this update. The only issue is the fact that the camera does that. I can't really tell why. Besides that, everything else works really, really well. And overall, there is no lag, and it really emulates really well the PC version. The only thing that I haven't shown yet is, I guess, the wide variety of items. I could go into creative mode for that in another video. And also, there is an Ender update that came out recently. I believe this has the Ender update in it, if I remember correctly, because I signed up for the Minecraft beta/alpha, and this happens to be it. So, yeah. If you want to see me do a video on that, I'll do it. Or a video series for that matter. And besides that, OCD. But anyway, besides that, that is the end of the video, guys. So if you want to see me do yet another survival thing for the first time in a while, say it down in the comments. And if you're new to this channel, feel free to subscribe, and also to add notifications as well. By add notifications, I mean to turn on notifications, because if you don't turn on notifications, then you won't exactly be notified of when we put out new videos. So make sure to turn on notifications, and also, if you're not new here, please invite others to watch these videos as well, to help our channel grow. And whether or not you're new here, it doesn't really matter, because, hey, if you want to, you can also play on our servers whenever we have an event or video. So, in that case, when will the next time be? It happened again. The next time that we turn on our public servers will most likely be either sometime late this month or sometime early next month. You know, January and all that. So in that case, you can expect for the TXP Network to turn on its game servers for Minecraft relatively soon, within the next few weeks. So the next time we have an event where we put it out on YouTube, where we use a server, feel free to ask, and we'll give you an IP. You already know the rules, and yeah. So without further ado, I'm probably going to go on and end this video. Welcome to the galaxy for all you new users, and whether or not you're new here or not, please leave a like, and if you haven't already done it, subscribe, keep it cool, and I hope to see you in the next video. Also guys, we're going to be doing videos on a weekly basis if I can. Weekly or bi-weekly. I can't do daily videos because of the fact that I have a lot of things I have to do, and I'm also planning for Christmas and all that. And leave a comment about what holiday you celebrate while you're at it. And I'm getting some... never mind. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of notifications, so if I start lagging a little bit, it's because there's stuff running in the background. But nonetheless, I'm going to go on and end the video here, and I hope to see or hear from you guys in the next video. Keep it cool, and goodbye.